Hey guys, it's Lex Sims. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a brand new challenge. This is going to be a little different though because I've never done a full episode of just time-lapse, I think. Maybe I have once, but anyways, this is definitely not how I start off my challenges. However, I took so long to set up this challenge, I figured I would just let the whole episode be a time-lapse and walk you guys through it and talk to you guys as we were setting everything up because it took me like days. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But anyways, this challenge is going to be the Immortal Sims challenge. If you don't know what that challenge is, it's basically where you have fire, water, air, and earth, which are all Sims. As you can see, I kind of named them at the top, air, water, so you can follow along as to which is which while I'm decorating them. Obviously, I'll talk about it as well. Decorating, I don't know, it sounds weird, but you know what I mean. As I'm creating them, that's a better word. But basically, there's going to be a twist though, because I feel like this challenge can get really boring really quick, especially because there's not really an end goal. It's more of just do it till you get bored. So I decided to add an end goal and add some twist in there to make it a lot more fun. So first off, we're decorating air. As you can see, I'm decorating, God, I hate that I use that word, creating air. And then this is going to be our earth sim. The twist that I added is going to be that they're all going to be literally like different creatures, I guess. So for instance, air is going to be an alien, earth is going to be a werewolf, fire will be a vampire, and what's the last one? Water will be a mermaid. So I thought that would be really fun to add an end goal in there as well, which I'll talk about in just a second. And the second twist that I added being we're basically going to keep people hostage in our basement. Now hear me out. Okay, normally in this challenge you just feed people to the cow plant and you drink the drink, so that way obviously you're immortal. I will leave the rules to this challenge normally linked down below in case you're not understanding certain aspects that I'm not explaining properly, or you want to just read the original challenge, that kind of thing. I'll definitely leave it linked below. But basically I made a basement, okay? And don't worry, it's not gonna be too graphic or anything, obviously. I'm not using like any of the mods that make everything super graphic. We're literally just gonna keep them in our basement and feed them to the cow plants and, you know, use them so that way the vampire can drink blood. Like, it's nothing too crazy, but I feel like it would definitely add kind of a fun twist. I'm not a crazy person, it just, listen, I get bored with The Sims. I do. I just get bored really easily sometimes, and I feel like we've all been there if you are like a Sims 4 creator. Sometimes you just have to add twists and, you know, make things a little crazy. And that's what we did here. So this is already a pretty dark challenge on its own, but I just added that in there, which I feel like made it extra dark. But yeah, so first we're creating these Sims, and then I come back later and I decorate their second forms and turn them into like vampires and stuff. But I just wanted to add that in there so that way you guys know I am changing the rules a little bit. Moving on though, next I'm gonna tell you guys what each Sim's purpose is and what their goal is before the challenge is over. So obviously the overall goal being to repopulate the game. I am going to decorate a bunch of Sims and people because I can't play the whole game. If they're going to be living with us in our house in the basement, I can't play the whole game looking at some Max's Match Sims, y'all. I can't. So I'm going to redo the entire town. We use the beach town just because she's a mermaid and it's a great place to go fishing. So we are on an island. And basically we want to repopulate that entire island with children from them. And we also want to obviously capture all those people, keep them in our basement, and eventually kill them off, as bad as that sounds. But I'm going to make every household about 8 people, so that way it's obviously like a real challenge to get through the entire town. I'm not doing like all of the towns because that would literally take us a million years. This series would be so long and you guys would be bored. So we're just going to do that specific place. I can't remember the name of it, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. So yeah, that's that. The second challenge being that each Sim has their own individual challenges they have to accomplish before the game is over. So fire, for instance, this is her abilities and what she has to accomplish. So the Sim that I'm creating right now is actually fire. She's going to be the children bearer, so she's the only one allowed to have children in the household. And obviously flirt with men, she's the only person that is allowed to do that. Her goal is to master the vampire, become like a master vampire, obviously build up all her goals and on the vampire page. It'd be a good way to explore these guys too, because I don't really use vampires, werewolves, stuff like that, so I feel like it'd be a really good way to get into that and be able to see and everything. So we'll be able to, her goal will be to master the vampire skill. Okay, the next one, which goes for all of the Sims have this goal, so I'll only repeat it once, is to drink the cow plant and keep themselves young. They have to be young, because if they age up before the end of the challenge, you failed. So we have to have them all drink the cow plant juice once it's taken alive, if that makes sense. And then her last goal for her specific sim, and that we have to have in order to finish the challenge, would be to master mixology. So she must be a master mixologist, and she must be a master vampire, and obviously she must bear children, so that way we can repopulate the town. So as you can see, this is going to be the town that we are going to repopulate and use to get all of our sims from. The goals for the water sim next are going to be to take care of the children, master the cooking skill, and be like a master mermaid. I don't really know how that works because I haven't really experienced with the extraterrestrial type beings in this game yet. So I'm sure there's levels of mermaid you can get to as well. So we will be working on that, figuring out that. But that is what she has to do. So be a master cook, master mermaid, and take care of the children are the goals for the water sim. For the air sim, she has the goal of teaching the children, so like kind of being a teacher, teaching them how to read, letting them do art projects, stuff like that. And she's also the only sim that is allowed to physically get a job and not just make money from the household, like paintings and stuff like that. Like, she is allowed to physically go to work and get a job, although she is a very creative sim in the description of this challenge, so we probably will have her be a painter. The next thing she has to master is photography, and she has to master obviously whatever form of alien. I don't know how aliens work in this game either, but she has to be like top tier alien in order to complete the challenge, which, now that I think about it, since she's allowed to work, maybe we'll have her master art and photography. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll see how we're feeling as the challenge goes on. And then lastly, the earth sim has to take care of the cow plants and any plants that are on the lot, grow food, and master the plant skill as well as the fitness skill. So she has to be at top tier planter and be top tier fitness, which shouldn't be hard because the werewolves have to work out a lot in this challenge, which she is a werewolf, so that should be like a very easy goal to complete there. And yeah, that's pretty much the rules. Also, we do end up changing this lot because obviously I realized we're halfway underwater and it will not work, and I just didn't like it. So we did end up changing this lot, and I downloaded this off the gallery, which, don't get me wrong, okay, I'm not bashing whoever made this. I obviously am very much appreciative because I didn't want to spend a million years on a base model for the house and then decorate every single thing. So I just ended up getting this base model from somebody and then making the adjustments that I wanted. But there are some very questionable things in this build that I'm like it just took me a while to process and understand and change, because it was like, I don't understand why that's there. Again, not hating on them. I appreciate the fact that they even built it, because it would have taken me too damn long. Okay, I don't have the patience for that. But I did have to build the basement from scratch, so I'm building the outhouse that you would go into for the basement currently, and this is probably the most annoying part of this build, because I build this whole thing, you guys, and then guess what I do? I delete it. On accident, and I have to rebuild it. Obviously it's very similar when I rebuild it, because I remember exactly how I did it since I built it from scratch. However, it seems that when I was building something on top, because I obviously built the basement first, when I was editing the houses on top, at some point I must have accidentally deleted underground and deleted everything I had saved underground. And by that point, I couldn't go back because I didn't know how far back I would have to go, and it would have deleted all my progress that I did on top, if that makes any sense. So I did end up having to rebuild everything down here. So what I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna let this part of the time lapse go all the way up until I do the bathrooms, because the only part that didn't delete when I did this time lapse was the bathrooms. The bathrooms actually I didn't delete that part somehow whenever I was just speed deleting shit on top. So I'll let you guys see me decorate the bathrooms at the very least, and then once I start decorating the rooms down here, I'll go ahead and just skip for you guys because there's no point in watching it since I have to rebuild it later, and you'll see that, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that was by far the most frustrating part of this whole entire experience. So with that being said, I did cut out some of the time lapse, and now you're going to see me build the bathrooms because I didn't want you guys to watch all that boring decorating the hallway when I have to redo it anyways. So here I am building the bathrooms for the first time, realizing I can't put those stalls in there because they're huge, but I really liked the idea of it because it's like a prison basically. Obviously we had the jail cell walls and stuff like that, so I just keep thinking about me deleting it and how mad I was. But I'll let you guys enjoy the time lapse for a little bit and I'll be right back. Alright, so that's basically the end of me decorating the bathrooms. They're very simple, very cute. So I'm gonna skip me decorating the bedrooms for now because obviously I'm gonna rebuild them in a little bit anyways. The next thing that I did, well, apparently I had to adjust the staircase. I don't know what happened there, but I went ahead and I started with red or fire, and I obviously changed some of the things in the house. A lot of it was, I felt like in the rooms, it was mainly the wallpaper because it was just plain red. Like I felt like it was too repetitive. I know it's all supposed to be like red, but I had like 2 different colors picked out for each sim so that way it didn't get repetitive. So obviously red and black for fire. Water was, I think, blue and like white or blue and silver. Air was white and like yellow. Earth was green and brown. So just so that way it didn't get too repetitive. So I just changed up a lot of the wallpaper, and I honestly came back to each house like randomly, so you'll see that in the middle, like I just find things and then like for the other houses I'm like, oh, that would go good here, and then I would go back. So yeah, like red right there, it's not done, I come back to red, and I just, yeah. But I actually ended up liking Air a lot. Like I ended up liking her house quite a lot. But I think I'm just gonna let you guys watch me decorate the houses. I really have nothing left to say other than I'm very mad I deleted that, and it was very annoying. And I also hate these pathways with the stone that leads to every house, so I do end up deleting those, and you'll see that. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse. Alright, one quick thing I do want to talk about right here is the fact that I did have to make this house bigger because obviously this is where all the children sleep and where everything's cooked for them, and it just wasn't big enough. So this is going to be the one house of the 4 that is just a tiny bit bigger than the rest, if that makes sense. Also, don't know if I mentioned, but they do all have to have separate houses, hence why we're decorating separate houses in the rules. That's what it says. So obviously, as you can see here, the stairs were a pain in the ass and I had to find a place to put them that was not awkward. So you'll see me do that here. Just wanted to mention. Sorry about that. And yeah, it had to be bigger because I just couldn't take it. It was too cluttered and I wasn't able to fit everything. right around here is where I realized I deleted everything, and you'll see that in just a second here. But I also think that it might not have been savable regardless if I clicked back 1,000 times, because see, here's where I tried clicking back and like seeing how far back I would have to go, and it was, number one, it was way too far. I would have deleted everything I just did on top, and number two, it might have been a previous time that I edited and didn't realize it until now. And well, you see, it had already been saved because obviously this was over a multitude of days, so I could have lost it honestly days prior, and it wouldn't have mattered how many times I went back, because I would have lost all my progress, and it also wouldn't have fixed my issue, considering I think I already saved the game and it was a previous time that I edited it, because I was literally editing those houses over the course of days, y'all. So you know, it is what it is. We took the loss, we took the L, but I do think it actually looked better the second time I decorated it anyways. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, you win some, you lose some, and I definitely lost that one. So we're gonna just ignore it. We're gonna ignore it. But anyways, I ended up liking the brown wallpaper I put on here anyways, and I liked the kitchen a lot better this way, because I changed minor things like wallpaper colors. I know, like, I didn't remember exactly everything I did, but I remembered the layout, and pretty much the rooms are the same layout. Like, I didn't change any of that. So yeah, I mean, in the end it worked out. It was just a little frustrating. Alrighty, so right after I saved, as you just saw there, because I never want that to happen to me ever again, I went in and I started decorating their other outfits, and because I didn't have like their formal or their sleepwear, and I just knew I had to do it. And listen, I love creating. Sorry, I hate when I use that word. I know I've said that. I love creating Sims, okay, but whenever it comes to like decorating their, oh my god, decorating, I can't get away from this word. Whenever it comes to like building their outfits for like formal and stuff, it's kind of a painful process. I'm not gonna lie, I get bored and I'm just over it. So I did do a pretty good job though. I got through all of them, and I'm proud of myself for that, because normally I just do the sleepwear, hot weather, cold weather, and every day, because I don't want to go through the rest. But I said no, we're gonna do stuff legit this time, okay? We're gonna go through every single outfit on every single sim, and I did that. So you know what, props to me, okay? I did the challenge right. All right, well, we are nearing the end of this long ass time lapse, but yeah, that's basically it. I just finished filling out their outfits, making sure their other forms of celestial being are all set to go. And yeah, the last thing I just have to do off camera is decorate the entire neighborhood and make sure all the Sims are. I'm not going to do every outfit for those Sims though. I'm just going to do their nighttime and their everyday wear. They won't be seeing the daylight, so you know, obviously their hot weather and cold weather doesn't really matter, as mean as that is. But yeah, if you guys want me to do the next episode with part of the time lapse from me, you know, putting together those Sims, let me know. But I feel like that's gonna be kind of boring for you guys, and I was just gonna do it off camera. But you know, if you oppose to that idea, let me know in the comments, and just let me know in the comments what you think about the challenge, if what you think about the rules, how I changed them, if I should add stuff, if I should take stuff away. Yeah. And with that being said, I hope you guys are having a beautiful, gorgeous, fantabulous, fantastic day. I cannot talk. I'm gonna go now because it's getting late and I'm also hungry and I need a snack. So yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you guys soon. Bye.